What's up, everybody? My name is Puppeteer, and today I'm going to be talking about I'm trying to think of what to use for this. I'm trying to, I don't know, it's hard to talk about, but, I'm going to be talking about letting go. I was sitting here playing with my friend online, and we were just playing games and laughing and stuff, and we were just talking and stuff, and he left, and I got on my phone, went to Facebook, and my ex-girlfriend from a long time ago, she popped up. It was like a recommended suggestion to add her. And I clicked on it, or actually I went to her old profile that she used to have, and I was looking at it, and it was weird because like there were still posts of me and like talking about how I was this person, or they were mentioning me. They're like, oh my gosh, Jordan is like the best person ever, this and that, and there's pictures of me on there and like the past, and there was even a thing that it was a long distance relationship, and she came down here exactly a year ago, or not a year ago, actually like 3 years ago now, but this day she came 3 years ago, and I was like, it was weird because it was like I went down memory lane, and all of this is gonna tie in a minute. I'm just trying to tell my story, but it was like weird because like I was just getting hit with all these flashbacks and all these moments that of like good and also moments of bad and stuff, and I think to this day it is still kind of like a burden on me. She ended up cheating on me in the end, and we were kind of, I was going to say it was mutual, but it wasn't mutual, but it like really ate away at me, and it was weird because it was like the one person I like experienced this weird thing called love, and like I felt like this warmness in my stomach, and I'm sure you felt that before. Like it was like weird that I've never felt like this for anyone besides my family. And as the years have gone from that, it took a while to move on, so I've thought. It was a lot of sad music, and that was pretty much it. And I was not sleeping well. I was like really unhealthy. I was not sleeping well. I'd stay up like late at night. I'd stay up super late, work all day. Probably wouldn't eat because I just didn't want to eat. It was like that sickening feeling in your stomach. And I know some of you guys probably are stuck in that moving on phase. And even to this day, probably like, it's like weird because like parts of me, like I really want to move on, but it's like at the same time, it's like all this weight on your chest or on your back. Like it's always going to be there. It's like you can have a good day and like you'll just see that one picture of that person, just I'm not saying like they kill your mood, but it pretty much does that, because you just think of all that experience, and like to this day I don't regret what happened, or I don't regret being in that relationship even after what happened, but because you have to think it makes, like, even for you, for that person or with that person, it made you who you are today. It made you hopefully a stronger person. A voice cracked. Hopefully a stronger person, and hopefully a better person too. But I don't know, like, it's just I know it's hard to let go. Even me, I don't think I'm fully let go, but because I truly love this person, and at the end that happened, and I don't know, like I said, it's pretty much like a burden on you, and yeah, if you're in that state, all I can say is time heals everything. Not everything, but it heals most wounds. A very famous singer died this morning. Chris Cornell from Audio Slave, or Soundgarden. I almost forgot the name for a second. And it's weird because after all the deaths from celebrities that have happened, Chris Cornell is the one that affected me the most. And I don't know why. I think, well, I actually do know why. That's a lie. It's because I listened to him so much as a kid. And all the beautiful music and his beautiful voice. And I almost grew up listening to him. And when I saw that he died from suicide. And I was like, whoa, why? He was so young. Well, at first it didn't say how he died, but it said his age. And I was like, why? What the heck? And it was suicide. And I was just and really hurt me that happened. And seeing videos of him a week ago. And he was completely fine and looks fine. And it's just the weirdest thing. It's and it made me almost appreciate being able to talk to the people I get to talk to, or talk to my family members and say I love you or hello every day. And it makes you take for granted all of that. I was listening to his music and I was just man, I was listening to it today, and it's just all this beautiful music and his voice. I'm just wow. And it made me want to talk to the people I haven't talked to in a while. I have a couple friends I just kind of haven't been talking to, or that have been making me annoying, so I just don't talk to them. And it made me almost want to talk to everybody. Just to know that I care for them, and I care for you. You're freaking amazing. You're an anonymous caregiver, and you help me, and I try to help you. Seeing all your wonderful comments, if you're not a creator, or if you are a creator, all your wonderful comments, it means so much to me. I'll be at work, or I'll be at home sleeping, and I'll be waking up to some of your guys' lovely comments, and I'm just wow. It's so weird that these people I don't even really know, or they don't even know me at all, care for me, and I care for them. It's this weird bond. It's just beautiful. Life is beautiful. You just gotta find the beauty. You just gotta find the beauty in it. But yeah, I have some quotes for moving on. Um, so before I read these quotes, actually, I want to kind of finish my story. Um, my friend, because I had this girl's number. I have like all her numbers, or I had all her numbers because she kept getting new phones, and I had all these pictures of her from back in the day, or some of them, and then like I had her on like Facebook and stuff. My voice keeps cracking. This is a very sensitive subject. But my friend literally made me delete everything, and like every tie to her, and like even her mom. I had her number and like her, like all these things with her, like the sister and everything. And it like really hit me hard when I did that, or when he made me do that. I like went home and I was like, or I came home and I was just like so sad, because I was like, it's weird because he's just telling me to delete like everything, and that was like 2 to 3 years of my life just like gone like that, just like poof. Because she was literally like everything. Like I would go to school and I'd come home and we'd like Skype all day, and then the weekend it was just Skype all day, and we'd play games and do all sorts of stuff. And it was like all of that was just gone. And what do I do now? And that's where the next chapter of your life starts. And I'd probably say the better chapter of your life. Because you take that experience and try to make it something better. Don't get me wrong, it was the best time of my life. I'm sure I'm going to have even more better times or experiences in my life. It was like a real learning experience. And I don't know, it's just I wanted to turn the camera on and talk and try to help somebody, but I'm just like kind of mumbling over my own words, and I'm like this big mess of just like trying to say everything my brain is telling me, but it's like all in this random mess. But it was like the reason why my friend was making me delete this stuff is because I was kind of still holding on to all that. I would see that and it would make me sad, and then he knew it was making me sad. And like even my past relationships after dating her, I would always just feel weird, like when the L word would get brought up, and it would just make me not want to be in the relationship anymore. I just feel weird, and they all knew it, and I was just like, I'm gonna leave. And that's pretty much it. It was like, I was about to say it actually was a problem. And I haven't really dated since. And that's not because the problem is just, I just haven't been dating anybody. But, I don't know. I think the biggest thing for having a problem, I guess, is what you want to call it, or having that, I guess it is a problem, but the biggest thing you have to do is realize why you're sad every time. I was sad every time because I would see pictures of her or something, and it would make me sad, and then, it would affect my lifestyle even 2 years after, or 3 years later. And the biggest thing is realizing you have the problem and trying to move on and erase it. or not erase it, erase whatever, is making you sad. I don't know. I'm like saying something and taking it back. Saying something and taking it back. But I have these quotes if you're going to gain anything out of this, these quotes at least help you for moving on. They're moving on quotes. You can just probably look them up on Google, but this one doesn't really, or I think it is done. Yeah, never mind. It says, the truth is, unless you let go, unless you forgive yourself, unless you forgive the situation, unless you realize that the situation is over, you cannot move forward. Yesterday is not ours to recover, but tomorrow is ours to win or lose. And see, that's another thing, is I think, you think of all the negatives that happen because of that relationship or from that, but you gotta also think about the positives. If it wasn't for that experience, I wouldn't have this YouTube channel. I wouldn't have a green screen or this microphone or this camera or like this PC and this $500 microphone that I never use. This one, I'm sure you've seen it. I wouldn't have a lot of things, and it wouldn't make me the person I am today. And yeah, it's just you gotta enjoy life, or else it will pass you by, and then you realize it's too late. That's all I gotta say. But yeah. And now I watch this. There's a couple of people I watch on YouTube, but one of the guys, he's always talking about how make every day the best day ever. And I was saying that to myself, like every day, like every morning, I'd say today's gonna be the best day ever. And like it was weird because good things were happening, like better things than normal were happening to me. And it was like a weird coincidence. And like the times I wouldn't say it, the day would be bland. Or I would probably have the worst day. It's like this weirdest thing. And even like back when I was a young kid, I've said it on this channel before, I think. Back in elementary school, I was always feeling like my stomach was always hurting every day. I'd always go to the nurse's office, and she'd call my mom, and my mom would be like, "What the heck is wrong with your stomach? Or why do you feel bad?" And one day, the nurse was fed up with me, and she was like, "You know what? When you wake up, tell yourself you're gonna feel good to that day or something like that." She said something along the lines like, "You wake up, tell your stomach you're gonna feel good, or you're gonna feel fine." And I think I did that for like the rest of the year, and I never saw that nurse ever again. And it was weird. I don't know. It's all like the water pill. It's like it kind of just works. Your body is that amazing. It's just, you tell yourself that, it's gonna actually happen. Or you realize it a lot more. I know there's like some study I saw a long time ago of like these people that kept telling themselves they're gonna live for a long time, and like they were actually living for a long time. They were living longer than what people would say or wouldn't say they were gonna live. Is it a coincidence? I don't know, but hey, it works. All I gotta say, I'm gonna end this video here because I've been talking for 20 minutes and I don't even know if this is even usable, but all I gotta say at the end of this, thank you for being who you are. I'm glad you are who you are. Keep being who you are. Keep being awesome. I love your guts. Do something awesome. Share it with the world. And just be happy. That's all I gotta say. Just be happy. That's all that matters is you. Because this is a quote that I've heard, and I'm gonna probably mess it up, but at the end of the day, you're the one that's gonna die something. I don't know. I'm not actually don't listen to that. That was really bad. Or like you're gonna die alone with your own stuff. It's something like along the lines. I really messed it up. But yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't know. Thank you so much for listening to me just talk. I felt like after that experience, I was laying there. I was like, I just feel like talking to somebody. And yeah. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed this. If you fell asleep, good night. If you are going to go to sleep, good night. I hope you have a good day. I hope you have a good night and stay awesome. Alrighty. Good night, guys. Sleep. Sweet dreams.